Welcome back. The SGX Nifty has been painting a nice green picture. 116, 17 odd points is the pop that we're expecting at the open. Let's straight away drill down to the stocks that we need to watch out for this morning. Our team is standing by. And of course, topping that list is what else but Tata Consultancy Services. Rima, I'm sure you had a very eventful evening around 8 p.m. onwards last night. Tell us more. What's happening?
Well, TCS has announced the resignation of MD and CEO Rajesh Gopinathan. Rajesh will be replaced by a TCS insider and a veteran, K. Krithivasan, who's currently heading TCS's banking and financial vertical. Now, this news comes in as a surprise, completely out of the blue, because Rajesh was reappointed as the MD and CEO for a period of 5 years just last year, in March of 2022, which basically means he steps down 4 years ahead of his term coming to an end. That said, while transitions are never easy, this one is likely to be smooth, is what people tell me, because Rajesh stays on for 6 months to help with it, and plus TCS has a very stable senior leadership. About Krithivasan, as I said, he heads TCS's largest vertical, BFSI, which contributes over a third of the company's revenues. The problem is, this transition comes in at a time when the tech industry is going through a turbulent time. There are fears of growth slowing down, and TCS itself has underperformed its peer Infosys. Just a point one of the brokerages CLSA made about leadership transition. They're saying, given the age of TCS's senior leadership, Krithivasan is 58, COO NGS is 63 years. Would they believe succession planning could be a point of focus, especially for long-term investors? But right now, today, I suspect the stock could be in the red, given the street will have to digest this news, and ultimately, these are big shoes to fill. Back to you.
Rima, thanks very much for that. I just want to say one thing, guys. If you guys remember when N. Chandrasekaran retired and Rajesh Gopinathan took over, I dare say that was a much bigger change, right, as compared to this. The point I'm making is that organizations like TCS, I mean, they survive and they thrive.
Absolutely.
Irrespective of sort of leadership changes at the top. There could be some, I mean, as Rima said, right, a period of transition, a period of investors getting used to a new style. I mean, the company getting used to the new style of the person at the top. I mean,
and he's also heading the BFSI vertical. It's one of the largest
well
for the
respected
company, so
and absolutely. And it's an interesting one. And maybe we see a bit of a dip or whatever is some analysts, etc., pointing out. The environment is tough. But does it really change prospects for TCS from a slightly longer-term perspective? Because of a personnel change, I mean, history shows that it is not. As I pointed out, the last change when sort of N. Chandra took a step back and Rajesh took over, presumably was a much larger one because N. Chandra had steered the company for a much longer time as compared to Rajesh, and of course so that, I mean, these things happen and life goes on. Well, let's move on. Zee is the other company which is in focus. Surabhi is here with a quick check of what's happened here. Surabhi, over to you.
Hi, thanks for that. So yesterday there were news reports from Bloomberg that suggested the Zee Entertainment will repay $10 million to IndusInd Bank, and the repayment would be as early as today. Now the company has gone ahead and clarified to the exchanges that the news reports are speculative in nature. However, they are exploring several strategies, including a settlement, to resolve this dispute. But they are not clear on which strategy they will pursue. But the fact that they are exploring these strategies is still a positive for the stock.
Zee was the stock of the day in the second half yesterday, so important to watch out for how they go ahead and settle with their the people who owe them money. With that, let's move on to Vivek on Samvardhana. Vivek, the big block deal took place yesterday. What's the latest?
Well, you're absolutely right. We're actually tracking two developments as far as Samvardhana Motherson is concerned. Before I get to the block deal, in an announcement to the exchanges yesterday, the company has said that it is looking to acquire the remainder of the 50% stake that the company has in a JV partner in Austria, and this particular acquisition is going to be done at a little over 110 crore. So that's another development to keep track of. And as we mentioned, in yesterday's trading session, Sumitomo Wiring Systems, the Japanese parent, sold 3.5% stake. Some good buyers coming in, Coptal Mauritius as well as Societe Generale. Interestingly, what Sumitomo Wiring System has said is that in a rising interest rate environment, this particular stake sale was done to deleverage the balance sheet, and they have said that they continue to remain long-term partners with the Motherson Group.
Okay, so no indication of any further stake sale, at least for now, from that promoter entity. Thank you, Vivek, for the details. Back to Surabhi then. Surabhi, why are you watching out for Voltas?
So Voltas is also on my radar today, as the company's wholly owned subsidiary Universal MEP Projects and Engineering Services has won multiple orders worth 1770 crores in the electrical power distribution business. Now these orders are for FY23 and also include a solar power project. The projects are spread across 26 districts across various states like Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Odisha and Karnataka. So a green for Voltas.
All right, thanks very much, Mr. Rupi, for that. NTPC is in focus. Vivek, back to you.
Well, that's right. So NTPC, the expectation was, and this is along expected lines, the management has already indicated that they are looking to do a stake sale as far as the renewable arm of the business is concerned. Now, what's actually happened is that yesterday, Reuters has reported that in this particular development, what's actually happened is that the monetization portfolio, the bids have started coming in. So as per media reports, the equity value of 20% stake sale that the company is looking to do is almost coming in at 3,800 crore, which basically values the renewable energy arm at 19,000 crore. Now remember, this green portfolio of NTPC has almost 2.9 gigawatts renewable energy already under, which is already operational, and another 4.7 gigawatt, which is under consideration. March 1st, the company had transferred all of its renewable energy assets under this particular arm. So before March 31st, we are expecting to see a complete, the proper development coming in, and the names of the buyer as well as the actual stake sale with the valuation is something that the market is watching out for. It's a very important trigger for NTPC, so I expect some green on the stock in today's trading session.
Vivek, just a quick follow-up. They're looking to sell 20% in this renewable arm or even more. Do we have a handle on that?
Initially, what the management was looking to do was, in the past, they were looking to actually go for an IPO for this particular business, and then they were looking to do a part stake sale of between 10 to 20%. In the most recent interaction with our channel, they indicated that it's going to be closer to the 20%, and they had indicated that it is going to be at a valuation of slightly over 10 times EV to EBITDA.
Okay.
All right, Vivek, thanks a lot for that. That's about NTPC, a stock which has moved about 7% in the last 1 month. Likely to see some more green today as well. Ekta joins in with Glenmark. Ekta, some good news there?
Thanks for that. Well, yes, definitely positive news coming in for Glenmark. They've received acceptance from the US drug regulator for its IND application for a drug which is under development, GRC 54276. Now, IND basically means investigational new drug application. What this means is that they can proceed with phase 1 and 2, which is a human clinical trials to check the dosage as well as the safety and side effects of this particular drug which is under development and is being tested for cancer. So now this will be studied for treatment in patients who have solid tumors as well as lymphomas in the US. Remember, phase 1 and 2 is already ongoing in India. The company is also planning to expand it ex-India. What this means is that it could open up out-licensing opportunities eventually for the company. And while it is still in phase 1 and 2, there is a phase 3 as well as a submission process which they need to go through, not to mention the successful outcome of a phase 1 and 2. So yes, there is a gestation process, but the fact that they've made progress plus out-licensing opportunities possibly eventually could be a positive for Glenmark.
Okay, got that, Ekta. Thanks very much. We'll watch out for Glenmark. Back to Vivek. Vivek, you're dominating the top 10 list today. What's happening with Bharat Forge and HAL?
Well, some very interesting news coming in as far as, the defense space is concerned, and all of these stocks will remain in focus. So yesterday, the Defense Ministry has gone ahead and approved proposals of over 70,000 crore. Now, it's important to note that these proposals and the actual order wins will take some time to come in, but these proposals are for purchase of helicopters, artillery gun systems, as well as the BrahMos missile. HAL is one of the key beneficiaries of the order wins that have been announced yesterday. 60 utility helicopter marine choppers from the company will come, and the order is worth 32,000 crore rupees. Now, this order involves the actual delivery of the systems as well as the services and spares and the O&M, basically maintenance contracts. So, order is likely to get awarded over FY25 to FY26 is what we understand from analysts. Bharat Forge, the company supplies the artillery gun system, the howitzer, and that particular deal would be worth almost 8,000 crore. So watch out for both of these stocks. Some positive news flow coming in, largely along expected lines.
All right, big news from the defense sector, and these stocks have already seen a big rally already in last year itself, anticipating big purchases coming in. I'm watching out for a couple of stocks myself. One of them is GMR Airports, which because the board will meet tomorrow to consider fundraising, so that's one of the stocks we should keep on our radar. And the second one we'll be watching out for is RVNL. Remember, it's the end of the fiscal year, so a lot of orders get closed out. They've emerged as the lowest bidder for a project worth 112 crores. So mild positive news coming in for RVNL as well.
Okay, so plenty of news and a lot of stocks actually looking at positive news flow this morning. So let's quickly recap that list. Stocks that have positive news flow include Zee Entertainment, Voltas, NTPC, Glenmark Pharma, Bharat Forge, Hindustan Aeronautics, RVNL and GMR Airports Infra. While stocks with negative news flow are TCS and Samvardhana, Motherson. In fact, since we are talking TCS, let's just continue that conversation and get some market perspective on this as well. Moshe Khatri, MD at Wedbush Securities is with us. Moshe, thanks very much. Always great to have you on our show.